place. It's not a brand new place. It's a second place. Where are we? Tell me about it.
We're at the Northpark Mall, and it's a dream come true, actually. This is my third attempt to get up in this part of town. Third attempt actually here at the mall. But we now reside in the former dwelling of Tommy's.
Yes, famous Tommy's.
And a lot of folks have said you say that often, and I'm of the like that of course I am. I mean, it's like what Tony's was down on my island at 28th and Penn, where the original is.
That's right.
You know, we have a lot of fond memories of Tommy's here, a lot of years, and we've seen and heard from a lot of folks this weekend about that. So here we are at the big, sexy Rococo at the Northpark Mall. Seating-wise, we'll end up almost 3 times the size. Once the patio's out there in the spring, this Friday night was our first Friday night. At one point, I probably had 260 people in here. And it was a blast. I mean, stepping back from it and just watching the restaurant was such a warm, heartfelt feeling.
That's great. Now, speaking of the kitchen, you've got a chef's table in there. Tell me about that.
Real passionate about this. Again, a dream come true. There's so many different facets and layers to this, and it was what I always envisioned. And I have a nice chef table in there. There's like a big gangster booth and some stools to sit at. 10 probably ideal, maybe 12 if it's an intimate enough group. But the thought process behind it isn't just dining. It's more of, all right, you book a night, let's say, and myself or Jason or one of the other chefs, you're with them that evening. We just walk up and say, hey, we got this in today. What are you in the mood for? And actually create the menu with the guests, get their feedback.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It will be, yeah. We'll do 4 or 5 courses, and then we'll have one of our front of house staff come in and pair some wines. And, you know, it'd be an experience. It wouldn't be a quick pop, nothing like that. And then so far, in the week we've been open, we've had a number of people dine there already. Just love the whole aspect of it. And it's right, I mean, it's in the kitchen, you know. Fry is right there. But it's been working well, and my wife has, she did a lot of the decor, and she has some accents and some things coming for it. It's going to be its own little entity. It's going to be cool.
That's great. Now, you're starting up brunch here. You got a very special brunch concept here. Talk about that.
Yeah, you know, being East Coast, you know, it's real common up there for this kind of thing, but we're going to do a cruise line style brunch. So, you know, you'll walk into Rococo here at Northpark, you'll walk down the ramp, and there'll be a full-size ice carving, shrimp on ice, cold salads, fruit and cheese, and then everything will be stationed throughout the restaurant. So there'll be an omelet station where we'll make omelets and eggs to order. There'll be a carving station, roast beef and ham and pork. There'll be a hot buffet. There'll be a dessert station with Belgian waffles made to order, berries and cream and assorted desserts. It'll just be a real fun, vibrant atmosphere. And if, you know, Lord knows with the size, you know, you can find a quiet table off to the side and just, have some great food. And I'll stay with the trend of Oklahoma City and do $2 mimosas for everybody.
That's right.
And, you know, it'll be a lot of fun. And we start, you know, Sunday the 21st, and, the expectations are pretty high.
That's awesome. All right, finally, the one thing we haven't talked about is the food. Not a lot of changes, but tell us about what you guys do here.
We did. It was funny back in the day, as they like to say. I thought about tweaking with the menu, you know, trying to please everybody I possibly could. And again, to my wife's credit, she said, honey, I really think you should revisit that. Think about it. You're going to have 2 different menus, this, that. Everyone loves what you do, loves Rococo. So I asked guests, I asked staff, and the resounding response was keep everything exactly the same. And we did. It's the same menu. We added a couple of things like Amber's vegetarian chili and a couple of nuances. We named a few menu items after guests, and, you know, Dr. Mark's veal chop and Dr. Lisa's soup of the day and Nancy's smoked salmon cookies, and, you know, having fun with things like that. But at the core, it's what we do. It's East Coast style. It's fresh, it's bold, and approachable.